Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Arrow Season 5, Episode 5, Human Target. I'm your host Clio, and welcome back to the One Woman podcast. This hasn't happened for Arrow in quite a while, but this is how Arrow started. It's a little bit nostalgic. This is my old frame. I went back and got the old frame, didn't even bother making a new one. Just feels right. Excuse me. Woo. This episode's Human Target. This episode was really good. And again, I feel like there's just so much happening in each episode. I'm drowning in notes. And I think that's a good thing for this season. And like nothing's unimportant. Nothing that's happening is unimportant. So I'm really happy with this season so far. It is going really good, and we start off with Tobias torturing Renee. Man. Listen, I like Renee so much, and I was so upset. And I was honestly more surprised than anything that he gave up Ollie. And I think so was Renee. I honestly don't think he remembered he even said anything until Ollie caught up to him, and then he remembered. When Ollie saved him, and then he remembered. He's like, oh shit. Sorry, dude. And honestly, I think my favorite part of this whole episode is Diggle and Renee interacting. And it's not like any of these new recruits have replaced anyone, but there's definitely this is who this new recruit is similar to, and Wild Dog is definitely similar to Spartan. They're similar in a lot of ways, especially since they used to be there. Both of them are ex-military. I think I'm looking forward to their interactions in the future. Definitely was my favorite part of the episode. So Diggle debriefs him, and he says he can't remember anything. And they swap torture stories, and Dig opens up about how Andy tortured him. And then Renee opens up about he got an honorable discharge because he beat up a prisoner in transport to get information. He thought that his method would get what nobody else could, and I assume he didn't. He messed it up. And I think we see that's why he sort of is very... He still thinks his way will work. And I think he keeps throwing himself headfirst into things because he doesn't want to think back on his failures, when really that's the only way he's going to be able to stop making so many screw-ups, is if he looks back on what he did and say, oh, I should never do that again. That's what Dig sort of talks him through his memories. My favorite line, I think, was, "Is this going to be some hippy-dippy meditation shit?" And I'm like, yes, it is. Shut up and listen. And it worked. He figured it out. I love hippy-dippy meditation shit. Something I thought was significant when they were looking for Renee and they had found the warehouse and he was moved, was Felicity going, "Oh, sorry, Ollie doesn't want me to tell you if we find out where Renee is," because he doesn't want the newbies running in head first, especially Evelyn and Rory, because they are I don't want to say they're the two least trained. Obviously, I think out of the new recruits, Evelyn is the most capable. But he also, Ollie feels responsible for getting Renee in this situation. He doesn't want it to happen to any more new recruits. Speaking of Evelyn, Artemis, I think her mask is painted on. It looks like makeup, like Ollie's mask used to be. And it gave me pause this episode. I was like, hold on, because I thought it was like a leather mask. But it's so weird, because if it is painted on, it's got strips going back to her hairline. It's so weird. Like, and that's also, I don't know if we mentioned this. We probably did. But she's using a bow and arrow. She's definitely taking on the Artemis mantle, as opposed to what we all thought was going to happen is she takes on the Black Canary mantle. So maybe the fact that this mask is painted on is a clue that she's not going to stay Artemis, that she is going to go the Black Canary route. But freaking Diggle the one thing that Diggle upset me this episode was he started throwing shade at the new recruits. And he called Evelyn a Laurel wannabe. And at that moment, I was like, hold up. If you said that when we started, I would say, yeah, sure. She is. But right now, she's got a bow and arrow. She's got the codename Artemis. It's like, she's clearly not a Laurel wannabe now. She was, obviously, when she stole the Black Canary identity, but I don't know, it just pissed me off. It really pissed me off. And it was so, I shouldn't say it's out of character coming from Dig, but I don't know, in that moment it was just like, that does not sound like something Dig would say at this moment. But I do agree with him about what he said about Curtis, where Curtis was not what he imagined. It's like, yeah. I get that. We didn't see Argus at all, but they were mentioned. Lila called in Argus for the search, and it's like, alright, well, I mean, I guess at least we know they're still operational somewhere. But I wish we got maybe a little bit more. But so much happens in this episode that I can't even say I wish we got a little bit more, because we got so much. So, I don't know. I want like more from Argus. I don't know. Because we're getting enough of Lila. I like that them, that we keep getting Lila in these episodes. Even though she wasn't in this one. But I don't think we're getting enough of Argus. And Diggle is living, we figured out, they said last episode, I think, that Diggle is living in a old hive bunker. And that looks like the same place that Ollie was training the recruits before he brought them to the Arrow Cave. So I guess they were training in a hive facility, and I didn't realize in the beginning of the season. So that's nice to know. I liked the stuff we got of Mayor Ollie this episode. Of him. I just realized, you know what? The things I was going to applaud Ollie for doing this episode, Ollie didn't even do. Human Target did. I was going to say he handled the reporter really well. He handled, throwing down the blackmail really well. I was like, wait, hold on. That wasn't Ollie. That wasn't actually Ollie. That's pretty funny. But there was one congressman who held out on the bill for the low-income housing. Councilman. And he was like, you should know your family, blah, 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 did this 25 years ago. And, Ollie and Thea were like, what? Not sure we remember that. But I like how they bring it back around, and they're like, you're just being a greedy little shit. Because you have a shell company that's buying that for commercial use. So, shut up or we're gonna blackmail you. Basically. That's just politics. What was that? What were the words that he used specifically? I remember liking those words. It was politics is about the now, or like the the what's happening right now or something, and it's like, yeah, and what's happening right now is your ass is getting blackmailed. So because Renee gave up Arrow, Ollie's the Arrow, Tobias knows, oh yeah, we can kill the mayor and then we get the Green Arrow. And when Diggle said, I know a guy, I can help, I seriously thought it was going to be like a Romeo and Juliet kind of serum where it seems like he's dead. But no, he actually calls in Human Target, who puts on Ollie face and gets shot in his place. Which listen, that actor's a little taller than Ollie is, so it's like, maybe Thea knew it was him, I think. Maybe not. Because he told Thea only moments before it was going to happen. So maybe Thea thought it was him the whole time they were blackmailing the dude. The councilman. I don't know. But my thought was like, Thea wouldn't have been fooled. Thea would know he's too tall to be Ollie. And so Church this episode hires like a crazy assassin dude to protect him. He's got like this armor, he's got 2 swords, looks very much like a Deathstroke wannabe. And it boggles my mind, because I was waiting this whole episode, I was like, we're gonna find out who this guy is, this guy's gonna be important, and he wasn't important. We don't see his face under the mask, we don't get any idea of who he could be. It's just infuriating, and I thought he was gonna be significant, and he wasn't at all. And that, I'm still trying to figure out whether I should keep harping on this. Like, will this guy come into play later on? Because Church doesn't even give him a name. Church doesn't even refer to him as anything. He's just like, I got myself my own freak. And this whole time I thought he was going to be significant. I thought he was going to be like a learn from Deathstroke and all that stuff. And it's like, no, he's nobody. He's probably nobody. While we're on this subject, I'm going to bring up what Brian just said in chat. Do you think it's possible that Prometheus might be Oliver's father, since we're supposed to see him again at some point? Prometheus wants the Arrow dead. And I'm skipping around, but it's okay. We always skip around. It's kind of our MO. At the end, when Church gets killed by Prometheus. Did I lose that line in my notes? Fuck, I think I did. Oh, no, yeah, here it is. Yeah, after Ollie takes down Church, and Prometheus kills all the cops, he goes to kill, Church, and Church is like, I got you, fam. The Arrow's real name is Oliver Queen. You're welcome. And then he kills him. And in that moment, I was like, dude, Prometheus already knows who he is. There's no way Prometheus wants to kill the Arrow because he's the Arrow. He wants to kill the Arrow because he's Ollie. And I mean, I guess if it was Oliver's father... Oh, well, no, he never... I don't think Prometheus ever said he wants to kill. I don't think Prometheus ever said he wants to kill the Arrow. He just keeps saying the Arrow is mine. You know what? It could be. It could be Ollie's father. You could be onto something. Aubrey's thinking that it's Sportmaster. Not very familiar with who Sportmaster is. Honestly, at this point, I would not rule anything out for Prometheus. And I mean, we're thinking that it's Billy, Felicity's boyfriend. we know absolutely nothing about him, which is the problem with saying Prometheus is Billy, because there's no evidence. We don't know Billy. We don't know what Billy wants. We know nothing, Jon Snow. So it's hard to say that that's who he is. I think it's still a very big mystery right now. Excuse me. Speaking of Felicity's boyfriend, Felicity, not only this episode, lied to her boyfriend about Ollie already knowing about this, she also lied to Curtis. It's like, come on, Felicity, you and Curtis are BFFs. I understand her not wanting to tell Ollie. I understand that never coming up. Because that's a weird thing to tell your ex. Just your ex who you work with, you know? But Curtis is her BFF. How are you gonna lie to Curtis when he literally has a knife wound in his back? That's not cool. And Aubrey, I actually am now agreeing with you, Aubrey. Like, I've been defending Felicity this season, and now I'm just like, she's a hypocrite. Aubrey says Felicity's a hypocrite because she bitches at Ollie for lying. And honestly, every speech and lecture she's given Ollie this season has been on point, but it's coming from a hypocrite. So while she is right, there's also that, you probably should take your own advice, bitch. Just a little knowledge bomb there. What else? I'm just looking through chat for anything else I wanted to go back to. He looked like Azrael. Who did? The church's bodyguard or Prometheus? Yeah, Dom is really good at following chat, like what you guys are responding to, and I'm really bad at it, so it's just help me out a little bit, and I'll give you all shout outs. But yeah, it's just very, very disappointed in Felicity, because I was expecting her to, maybe she's gonna come around and tell everybody what's up, but no. Ollie finds out through the human target. Kinda sucks. And Ollie's really understanding, and that's great. You know? But, I think Aubrey says, I hope they don't bring back Ollie and Felicity together. I like them as friends. I agree. They're great as friends. Their working relationship right now is fantastic. But she's lying to him, so it's a problem. I don't know. I had more faith in Felicity than I think she earned this season. Hopefully she'll stop lying. Especially since Billy is now part of the ATCU? Is that the... I'm forgetting the acronym now that he's part of the mayor's task force. So hopefully we'll see more of him. We'll learn about him. We'll get what he's, what his deal is, because we don't really know anything about him. Oh yeah, I forgot she did that. Felicity put the Oliver mask on. She's like, "You failed this city," and everyone just looks at her and she's like, "It's not funny." No, okay. Yeah, no, that was hilarious. Like that's the kind of, and I think someone in chat earlier, probably was Aubrey, said downgrade Felicity to comic relief and the computer stuff, and I kind of agree. That's I don't understand this whole Billy subplot. Like, where is it going? Like, unless it has a great payoff, I think it's out of place. Oliver is going to sleep with the reporter and she's going to fuck him over. I have a little more faith in Ollie. I hope he doesn't sleep with her. She's gross. Yeah, let's get to that now. So yeah, she's interviewing that councilman, and then Ollie, sets up a meeting with her for later, and she, he's like, cut me some slack. Give me a month. If I don't live up to your expectations, you can rip me apart. And meanwhile, that was human target. That was not Ollie. And she's like, here's my cell number. You know why? Blech. Really hope that doesn't become a thing. Because she, like, not immediately, at the end of the episode, goes in and gets dirt on him, where she finds a picture of him in Russia at the time he was supposed to be on the island. So, digging up that dirt. She handed that dude a big chunk of cash, so, like, I don't know. It looked like she overpaid for that info. Just saying. But yeah, it was a picture of him at a Bravta party. It might have actually been that party that we saw that flashback for. Speaking of Bravta, they went there, they did the ceremony, inducted him into the Bravta. You have no family, you have no one, I am Bravta, we are Bravta. Blah, 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 cult shit, whatever. Been there, done that. At the party, was it Victor? Vlad, I don't know, some very fucking Russian name, was being like, you're still an outsider, you will never be Bravta, blah, blah, blah. And I don't, it seems like any other mob, though, where there's, like, inter-conflicts, and, that guy tried to get Ollie killed, and then Anatoly hired Human Target to save Ollie and kill the thugs who were trying to kill him. So I liked that tie-in. I liked that we see the Human Target at work outside of Team Arrow. I'm still trying to figure out what's up with the Bravta. Like, why does that... I guess it's a family thing, but, like, Anatoly's really connected to the Bravta. But, I'm sorry, I just put together what Brian was saying. I'll get to that. But I feel like there's more to why Anatoly's in this position and what he wants from it. We'll have to find out. I actually was almost fed up with this episode's flashbacks until it was revealed that Human Target had saved him, and I was like, oh no, okay, it's cool, we're good. We're good. So Brian was saying that Church's bodyguard looked like Azrael, and Azrael, oh shit, wait. I know who Azrael is. For some reason, I just can't, like, put it in words. Azrael's... Oh, yes, right. Azrael's, part of the Court of Owls of the family of Dumont. Actually, yeah, the mask is very reminiscent of Azrael. It would be really interesting if they somehow tied in the Court of Owls to that. Ooh, Talia al Ghul is coming. I've been like, listen. Since this freaking show started, I've been like, well, at least since League of Assassins Ra's al Ghul has been a part of the show, I've been like, Talia's coming. Even when we had Nyssa, I was like, Talia's gotta be somewhere in this universe. Maybe she's old and somewhere else. We know Talia exists. Talia was his daughter before, Raz's daughter before he had Nyssa. Where she is, we don't know. I would love if she came in. I think that would be great. Oh, I wonder if she's Prometheus. That would be fantastic. Brian, you're kind of right. Felicity is turning into Emma from Once Upon a Time. Making dumbass mistakes. But yeah, I would love it if Talia al Ghul came. Is that confirmed, Aubrey, or is that rumors? Because I haven't heard anything like that. Yeah, that's kind of all I have for this episode. Yeah, that's all I got. Next episode. So it begins when Prometheus ups his killing spree. Oliver searches for connections between the victims. Felicity and Curtis discover the victims have a mysterious link to Oliver's past, and his new secret could upend his new team. And this new secret could upend his new team. Meanwhile, Thea has a heart-to-heart with Lance. Again, I like their relationship, Thea and Lance. They're super cool. It's a very, like, father-daughter thing, especially because Thea was so close with Laurel. Felicity considers telling Malone the truth about her work. Listen, Felicity, you don't gotta tell him the truth about your crime fighting, but you do have to kind of introduce him to your friends. There's a middle ground between telling him, you know, about your super secret crime fighting and, you know, it's called introducing them to your damn friends, girl. Come on, get it together. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye guys! Thank you so much, Sally, Aubrey, and Brian for being in chat. Super awesome, active chat.